Here's how you can use the vector tile style editor, a little bit of AI, and your wits to make a ripply water ocean texture. If you Google vector tile style editor, you'll end up here, which is just where you want to be. I'll create a new style, starting out with human geography base, because this is the simplest base map I can start from. It's only got 2 layers and a background, water and land. And you can switch the visibility of each of these features on or off. I'm going to turn off background and land because all I want is the water. And this is actually a great hack because that water renders at high res at all scales. It's a really nice resource. And you can make it look however you want, like blue. But I'm not interested in making a blue water layer. I want some texture. And that is not a problem because there is an option to add a pattern image that'll be used to fill in whatever layer I want, in this case water. So I'll click this add button and I see that it needs a PNG file. Cool. I used to spend a lot of time making texture resources like this, and it can be pretty tough, especially for something weird like a ripply water surface. And then I thought, maybe I can ask AI. Now I'm not a fan of having an AI do all my work and steal all the fun, but in this case, I'm happy to call in the robots. My colleague Ian Muhlenhaus told me that an AI does a lot better job when you tell it exactly who it is, which I think is kind of fun. So I told it it's the best. And here's what it came up with. Naturally, I had to test if it tiled well, which is you can't really see seams where they repeat. And whoops, I can definitely see edge artifacts where these images repeat. Let me just modify my prompt to include that request, which results in this promising image. Let's test the tileability. Looks good. Now let me let you in on a little bit of tradecraft that I got from Wes Jones. He said the base map wants tile image sizes in powers of 2. So like 64 by 64, 128 by 128, 512 by 512, 1024 by 1024. And I think I missed 256 by 256 in there, but you know what I mean. So in trusty old Paint, I'm just gonna resize this image to 512 pixels. And of course I'll save it as a PNG, which I can add to my set of patterns in the vector tile style editor. In you go. It even automatically creates a half-sized version of it for me, which the base map uses for mobile applications. So I'll name it and add it to my list of patterns that are available. Then I can go back to my layer styles and give my water a water pattern. And that's it. Now I have a vector base map with a smoothly repeating water pattern at all scales. I'd better save this beautiful work, which means I can use it as a graphical layer in any map that I make or modify any base map to include this cool water texture. Here I am in Pro with an imagery base map. Let me add this water texture layer and cool, it's a lot of fun. Maybe I want to soften the effect a little bit and blend it in. I can give it a hard light blend mode. Now I can see through the underlying bathymetry, but have this cool kind of tonal texture. Maybe I want to soften this a little bit and give it a different blend mode, say overlay, whatever you want. They're just like waves, man. And here I am in ArcGIS Online. Let's say I want to add this to my base map. I'll dig into the base map, hit add, and boom, now I got a wavy base map. And there's no reason you have to stay within the bounds of good taste. You can tell that AI it's anyone, including a late 19th century impressionistic painter whose patronage from his kind brother enabled work after work of earth-changing art turned cartographer. Now we get to see what that might look like. So unleash some cool texture prompts and see where this kind of cartography takes you. P.S. I couldn't stop. It was just too much fun. I made a sand texture too and applied that to the land and added some hill shade and some labels. And you get the point. You can do all kinds of stuff with textures in the vector tile style editor.